Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a unhinged live stream. uh, this is Coffee and Astrology with Academy of Logic and Light. We've got I'm Megan, and then we've got our teachers Julie and Elle with us today. We're just talking about how crazy all this eclipse energy has been and just embracing it. So I know I've had a really crazy morning and just weekend, but it was all relatively good.
Leveling out soon, so just be patient, everyone.
Please.
Absolutely. Yes. We are so excited for you all to join us today. We are the Academy of Logic. Well, I'm with the Academy of Logic and Light, and we are just here to help create a platform for people to find their spirituality, their path, and make it their own. We want to help people really embrace their, what works for them and introduce you to a bunch of different things and opportunities. And yeah, anyway, it's kind of our first class here is with Elle and Julie, our Astrology and Coffee. And we're always looking for any other teachers who are interested to join us. We also do events in the Salt Lake Valley on every third Sunday of the month. So our next one's coming up in November. I don't know the exact date yet, but I'm super excited for those. I know. I'm like, I can look at a calendar. But we do have our retreat coming up this weekend. We are so excited to be doing that. It's in Park City, Utah. It's our Samhain retreat, and it's going to be a blast. I'm so excited. I know that both Elle and Julie are going to be there with us. We have a few other of our teachers and Kat's coming as well from the board. So we're so excited to get together and celebrate, a fun witchy holiday and learn a little bit more about connecting to intuition and spirit and opening up some of our psychic gifts because it's the time of year for that. We are currently, our sales for the tickets are going to end on Wednesday. So if you are interested in joining us, buy tickets today or tomorrow. Or it's going to end probably tomorrow around 10 p.m. So we can get everything straightened out for
and go grocery shopping.
Yes, yeah. Get all the food, which Julie is cooking our food, and she's amazing. This is not the first retreat that she has cooked for, and so she is an expert. And the food,
It'll be the first one with a real kitchen.
Ooh,
yeah, because most of them are camping or on a boat.
Yeah.
So this is a treat.
Yay! A stove and everything.
A real stove.
Perfect. Well, I'm so excited for the retreat, and I'm so excited to see everyone there. And if you can't make it to the retreat, the link is down below if you're interested in buying tickets to that. Again, tickets are going to end selling tomorrow, so sign up when you can. And yeah, we've got astrology readings from Elle, and then workshops, classes, and food from Julie. That's going to be amazing. So
I'm making a really nice coleslaw with purple cabbage and jalapenos and orange citrus juice. It's going to be so good.
It's going to be so good. And it's also going to be with a taco bar. So if you're not a coleslaw person, you can still have
that goes
tacos
on beef.
Yes. It's so good. Anyway, I'm so excited. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our astrology. If you want to pull up things on astro.com, you can find your charts, as well as if you want to let us know where you're listening from. If you listen at work or at home, or if you're in a different state or another part of the world, we'd love to know where you're at and what you're drinking. I'm personally an energy drink person in the morning. Hopefully there's some coffee and maybe some responsible people are drinking
today.
Yeah. So responsible.
Not today.
Not today.
Nor yet.
Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely. I gotta fly back to Utah today, and that will be happening.
Perfect. Hey, well, have a wonderful class, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.
Hello.
You look so beautiful.
Well, thank you. I'm really
I love like the dark light. It's like
I know. Well, I'm in my basement. And
nice.
also, I came down to my altar because I do this at my altar. It's like my most spiritual
Nice.
place. And I have a picture, but there was a black widow posted up, like hanging. And I was just like, oh, she's so beautiful. I'm
Like a
so
real one?
no, a real ass black widow. Like,
And
hold up.
you would just that was your first response?
Yeah, I'm
She's
like,
so beautiful.
well, I had to relocate her, but I felt so bad.
Oh my gosh, you were an angel because I would have freaked out.
Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah.
Are you
So
looking for it?
I don't know if you guys can really. Oh, probably not. But she's pretty big. Can you see that?
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah. So I captured her and put her outside, but you know
Wow.
I have I don't know what it is. It's recent. This is very recent. All of a sudden, black widows have appeared. One crawled over my hands like a couple weeks ago, and instead of like freaking out like my natural response would be, I just
My
felt
heart is
like,
racing.
I'm like, there's just something so beautiful and this connection with this spider that ultimately I feel like I don't know if I'm allergic. I've never been bit by one, but I'm like, could kill me. But I'm
I
just
guess it only takes one try.
I know, right? Then you know, or you don't.
Yeah. A
I'm like,
little
but I
risky, but all right.
So I'm gonna need you to calm down. But no, I was chilling. So I've
Ooh.
recently connected. I named one in my garage. Her name is Lilith.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know, right? It makes sense. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
Wow.
vibe with nature, and I guess the dangerous ones are.
It's funny, you've got spiders this week and I've got birds. I can't
You're
like
magazine the birds.
fucking birds. I was like
What state are you
talking
in now?
say what?
What state are like? Where are you at right
I'm
now?
in Texas.
Texas. Oh yeah,
Yeah, my parents have rescued 2 parrots that are, like, mentally unstable
yeah.
and narcissists, and they need constant attention,
I
and they
know the
just squawk
birds.
all day, and then he actually, like, let me sleep today, this
Mhm.
bird, because he starts at 5:30, and then, I was telling you earlier, there was a bird outside my window knocking, and I was like,
You
I
finally
am
get the inside ones quiet, and then the
in
one
a
on the
bird
outside's
hell.
like, "Oh, fuck you. What up? Wake
And then 10 seconds later, another bird ran into the window. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm emanating, but I gotta get out of here.
up." Texas, man. Nothing good in Texas happens ever.
It's weird. Very strange
Although I love
energy.
Austin. I don't know if you're in that area,
Oh,
but
I'm super close, and I used to go there every weekend. It was a
oh, I
blast.
love Austin.
Yeah,
That's
back when I worked in the music industry, we were out there all the time.
It's such a like, oh, that town is just amazing. Or city. It's a city. It's a big ass city. I say town like it's really small, but it's
What was that?
actually
This is a weird day, man. I don't know if I wanna
yeah,
leave the house.
it's my really quiet cat. So for him to be like running scares me out of the room. Now I'm kind of nervous what's back there.
Wow.
Probably like a really giant black widow just
Oh my
waiting.
gosh. I can't see who this is, but somebody asked. Somebody asked what spider means to you.
So I resonate with black widows, and I'm not gonna say every spider, but as a feminine energy, you know, they mate with their mate and then they kill them. And I think there's something really beautiful in that. I'm really I always talk about killing people. I really have like strong Scorpio energy. I'm sorry. But I just find that that's very interesting. Like, you know, they don't need no mans and they're just killing their mate. No, but I really do find it very feminine and the energy. Um, oh, they've had crows and spiders lately. So you're
Yeah.
really attracting something weird. I just got the spiders and Julie's just got the birds, but I would just say feminine energy. There's something very to me that's very feminine about spiders, and I can appreciate that. And I'm all about like that energy. So I really don't like masculine energy. I have to work on being better because I'm a girl's girl.
Just say, girl, you're a vibe.
I'm just saying. Sorry. I don't want to kill my mates. I get it sometimes.
Oh my gosh. This is like the weirdest energy. So I'm blaming it on eclipse season, right?
Yeah. I was fine until after the eclipse.
Yeah, me too.
And then that's when shit hit the fan.
I thought this energy was supposed to like clear up after that new moon release.
We're cardinal signs though. When the eclipse is in Libra, it's like and then I was reading something about in Libra, and then for some reason it brought Taurus in. Like this article that I was reading, it was talking about like Taurus and Libra being affected the most, and I'm like, fantastic. I'm a Libra Sun Taurus Moon. This just like hit me with it, but it hasn't been that
Wow.
bad. I did do a spell the other night for something particular,
Hmm.
and it blew my fucking world up. And it like
Oh, wow.
it was supposed to be like to send like this good week, a spell for like abundance of the week, because I have a really busy week this week.
Yeah.
It like showed me so much. I wasn't ready, nor did I want to see. I wasn't ready for it. So careful
Wow.
with your spell work, because sometimes you get more. I took
It's
moon
chaos magic.
Well, I took moon water and I placed it over my third eye, and I was doing the spell, and I fucking exploded everything. I'm like, I didn't
Yeah.
want to do all this.
I do not recommend doing spell work as a new witch. Well, unless you want to learn some lessons, because
It teaches you. I've been doing witchcraft for a long time, but I sometimes, I get a little loosey goosey with it. I'm like, a little sloppy, like the Cheeto dust. There's no one who resonates more with that meme
the
than me.
Cheeto figure.
Cheeto dust. All right, here we go. Which is like, I am not a sanitary witch. I want everyone to know I am messy as hell, and sometimes that reflects in my work, because then I do shit and I'm like, fuck, I didn't mean to do that, but here I am.
Here we are.
Everyone's still alive. So
Oh my gosh. I'm like, wow, this is the longest we've ever talked before adding slides.
I know. Welcome to Jupiter.
Things are a little chaotic this morning. It's
Also,
fun.
guys, this is fun because we have done all the inner planets this whole time. We've been talking about all the inner planets, which tell you about yourself and your personality and how to do this. These outer planets really don't have they can influence your personality, but they don't really have anything to do with your personality. They're more of like how you experience things, what you're going to go through, especially when we get into aspects. This is going to be so fun for you to put together, like,
So good.
oh my gosh, this with this means this, and this is what's happening. So we're getting into, like, I'm not going to say more advanced. It's still pretty beginner level things, but it is going to, if you've been following and you're starting to take notes and you really understand what's going on, then you're in for a treat, because the aspects for me as an astrologer when I first started out were the hardest things for me to like grasp. And I would have like given anything for someone to just sit down and be like, okay, look at this, look at, and so if
Yeah.
you really are
When I'm
paying
telling you,
if
I
you really
read a
want
lot of birth charts this week. The aspects part was like dealing with what my friends are dealing with right now. And it was so nice for them to hear that so they don't feel crazy and they can remove themselves from the situation so then they can come in and be like meeting it with more grace, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah.
And it was talking about like severe depression. It was Saturn squared Neptune in
Mm.
their chart, and that's heavy, right?
It's
So
hard, yeah.
yeah, so I was able to like do a couple of really cool readings this week with Saturn squared Neptune in there.
I love
That's
that. I
dope.
want you to read my chart.
Yeah, I would love
Really good
to.
for you, because I would love to see
Yeah,
your insight and what you've gathered, and I could do
yeah,
this. We could just reverse. That'd be a lot
I
of
would love that. Yeah, I would love that. We should do it live.
fun. No.
Or
I
not.
think we did it. I'm like, no, I don't want everyone knowing my stuff. Like, ooh, that hurt.
It's like handing over a social security number.
I know. People don't understand when they give me their birth information how vulnerable it makes them. And a lot of things I don't say, if they ask, or I get some weird, like sometimes when I'm doing a chart, I'll get this weird, like, tell them this kind of thing. It comes from somewhere and I'll tell them, but I'm never going to do you and your boyfriend or husband's chart and say your husband's a cheater. It's never going to happen. I'm never going to say that. But
Yeah, no.
I see it. I know what's going on. I know what's up with the what's up. So that's why I'm like, give me my birth chart is, to certain
Yeah,
people, I don't mind.
yeah.
Could be used against you. The
All
Jupiter.
right, let's get 15 minutes now. Let's talk about the thing we came here for. Jupiter is a super cool planet. Jupiter is the planet of luck, optimism, success, and generosity. Jupiter brings joy to life, has always been identified with the idea of expansiveness and abundance. All right, so we already know what we're expecting this week. We know what we're doing. Reflective questions. Are you a generous person? Do you seem to attract success through your close associations? Are you able to turn your ideas into profit? Does your luck work for you when you need it the most? I thought this was a very fascinating topic.
Yes. I mean, Jupiter to me is one of the funnest planets. And I have
Yeah.
some things that can help you with each sign that can bring you luck. So I'm going to go through that too.
Yes, that's good because I wasn't in the mental capacity to like rephrase things, so I literally just copied it, referenced it in my resources.
Mhm.
But I was like, people can look at the slides later and read it because I'll just let you run with it.
Yeah. No, like everything was
I
good. I was
figured.
out last night late, but
Good. I was
yeah.
like, I'm doing the best I can.
Hey, you know what? We're just, all we can do.
um, so Jupiter is ruled by a Sagittarius and the ninth house, exalted in Cancer, and its detriment is Gemini and Virgo, fall in Capricorn, element is fire. Time spent in each sign is 1 year.
I want to say something to that 1 year thing.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever noticed a pattern? I'm a patterns person. In like the years that are really good and the years that are not so good. Like I'm a 2004, 2014, can't wait for 2024 because it hits certain fire Jupiters. When Jupiter's in a fire sign, I have the most dynamic year. My Jupiter's in Aquarius, but they vibe, right? But I also have a chart ruler of Jupiter in my ascendant Sagittarius. So it makes sense. That was probably a lot for people who don't know aspects. But if you notice a trend in the years that you like are really on your shit or have a lot of fun or years that are very challenging, I would strongly suggest tuning in and figuring out what Jupiter is in those years and how it's correlating to your chart because Jupiter is kind of that 1 year span and then you do go through similar things in that year. So keep that in mind as we're talking about this and try to figure out, your pattern because we all have them.
Yeah, I just want to look. Jupiter's in Taurus right now.
Yeah.
And then mine's in Sagittarius.
Lucky.
I know one of my few fire signs.
That's a good one. I mean, if you're going to pick a fire to have it in, Jupiter's the one.
That was what I was thinking. But then when I read the thing, it was like so boring. And I was like, oh,
I
everyone
mean,
else is
sometimes when you
a little bit.
have the same sign and that energy, it does lack a little spice, but with your Saturn placement, I would take that all day long.
Okay. With your Saturn placement. Yeah, you get it.
Thrilled with that boring Sagittarius Jupiter because
Influences are expansion magnifies what you enjoy the most and luck at ease. Sagittarius qualities are professional student, well, guilty, endless optimist, and freedom seeker. Ninth house qualities are ideologies, curiosity, travel, and philosophy. Basics of Jupiter, joyful energy, adventure, yes to life, buy more, spend more, expansion, luck, what you enjoy the most, and the biggest planet in the heaven. Viewing Jupiter in your life, it tells you what you do for fun, where do you light up and get excited. Oh, Kat says also, oh, Kat, we were both born in the same year, right? I think. I'm pretty positive I have your chart.
yeah, I think the birth charts you were.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I haven't read these yet. The archetypes associated with Jupiter: the teacher, the prophet, and the ruler. Themes are expansion, abundance, philosophy, growth, luck, optimism, prosperity, freedom, and opportunity, generosity, justice, and higher purpose. I used to find four-leaf clovers all the time.
Yeah,
Oh my god, all the time.
you're
Uh,
it's a lucky placement for
it
sure.
was super weird. I was like, I thought these were uncommon. People were like, they are. Um, One way of understanding the meaning of a planet is to become familiar with the mythic attributes and deeds of the god or goddess who shares the name. This archetypal approach reaches back into the heart of astrological origins that predicted upon the divine nature of planetary energy. So many words.
Yeah.
Deities associated with the planet Jupiter. Jupiter, like the Greek Zeus, was represented as a powerful paternal god who wielded thunderbolts and a scepter. In Norse, the god Thor is associated with the planet of Jupiter. These gods were widely worshipped in each of their pantheons. Okay, these were interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But like at the same time, like obviously we've been learning about the elements. It's also not surprising.
I mean, what more could you know, imply with the water sign than cuddle, quiet, time out?
Yeah, and sometimes the books have, like, a lot more information or crossover because I use a lot of resources, but this
Mhm.
one was just like this. I was like, "Wow, alright, whatever."
Simple enough. And
Yeah.
yeah, when you have
So
oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say when you have an water Jupiter, I mean, these are just things that you can use in your life to really be in abundance. I mean, that's
Yeah,
ultimately what it boils down to. When you have a Jupiter and I guess what success looks like for you for a water sign, it's quiet, peaceful, home life. Like, you know, those are things that are very abundant for water signs. So
yeah.
makes sense.
So yeah, water is time out, cook, cuddle, and quiet, like nurturing, very
Mhm.
nurturing.
Yes.
Then a fire, adventure, travel, and play, which just tracks.
Hmm.
It also makes sense. Like my batteries just recharge when I'm doing those things.
Yeah.
And
And it's
especially as like a Capricorn, like play is just such a hard concept. So
very conflicting, but it's what makes it it's what drives you, and it really is what will help you be successful and where you'll grow the most is when you tune into those things. So
yeah, and I'm telling you, it was so bad. Like I think it was like 5 years ago when I finally started to have make my intention for things not be such a crazy, like hard spiritual lesson. I was like, my intention is just to like lean into play. And
yeah,
people would just like look at me. I'm like, I'm a Capricorn.
yeah, that is a really challenging thing for me. Okay, I'm trying to have fun.
Air makes a lot of sense too. The writer, the reader, and socializing. All words. I did my friend's son's birth chart. She was like, he's literally talking to himself all day long. He's narrating. And I was like, let me see his chart.
What is he?
Gemini.
Oh no!
Gemini, Mercury, Cancer, Sun.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's a
He was
lot.
literally sitting in a bucket of water facing the house, talking to the house. And I was
You're like he's an odd duck, but you know what? He's probably very
literally, and
happy
it
in life.
was literally just so stinking cute.
How old
I
is
was
he?
He's in a bucket of water as a Cancer, staring and talking off as a Mercury and Gemini. It was incredible.
He's in his element, literally sleeping in his element, living his best life.
It was amazing.
He's happy. Yeah, I like that.
It was adorable. Earth, love to work, money, and goal setting. Yes.
I mean, that's where they thrive. That's where the abundance comes from. I mean, earth signs, I would say Virgo and Capricorn to me are the busiest earth signs. They're
Mm.
Taurus is busy and they're steadfast, but they're not like, Capricorn and Virgo. They're more consistent, but they're also huge manifestors. So they attract things. They don't really even have to put in a lot of effort. So, I mean, having a Taurus, Jupiter is lucky in a very different kind of way. You're better at manifesting than a lot of the other signs. So,
It's like one of those memes. It was like when someone's just like sitting perfectly still, and you can see them doing all this work in the astral world. And it was like what looks like hard work for some isn't for others, or something like that.
mhm.
And I sent it to Danny because I was like, that literally people are always like doing anything. But you're like, you have no idea how much I'm doing out here.
Working very hard, actually.
I understand that Taurus thing. It doesn't look like they're doing much, but they're doing a
Mhm.
lot.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll let you take over.
Jupiter in the signs. Okay, so if your Jupiter is in Aries, theme of the life, right? So we've stepped out of like, okay, this is what your personality is. I'm not saying you won't have a fiery personality, but it's not really what the outer planets represent. They represent themes and direction and kind of like and Jupiter, how you create abundance, how you create joy, and what it looks like for you. So this is one of those placements where, again, we've talked about Aries every week. They're very action oriented. They love to do things. These are athletics, um, you know, definitely extreme sports, competitive sports, things like that are really what's going to drive this energy. So when you have a Jupiter in Aries, a lot of times you find success and abundance and happiness in doing those things. And those things you're pretty good at attracting them too, because they kind of, an Aries Jupiter is lucky to have. So I mean, all of obviously Jupiter is like, some of them are a little more challenging and don't seem as fun, like Capricorn. I'm gonna go just say Capricorn Jupiter, they are abundance in a different way. It's not really a fun way. Aries is fun, it's light, it attracts a lot. So this is kind of one of those areas. If your Jupiter is in Aries, make sure that you're allowing things to come into your life. If you get opportunities to be on a softball team or an extreme sport or something, like, take those, because those are going to bring luck into your realm. It's going to create this luck, and who knows how far it can go or whatever. So keep that in mind if you're an Aries Jupiter. If you're a Taurus Jupiter, this is what I was kind of talking about earlier. This is a little different. Like, you're not going out doing extreme things. You're actually sitting at home in your nice house that you've created for yourself and manifesting. Tauruses are very good at manifesting and creating just based off of what they're thinking, what they're feeling. So if you have a Taurus Jupiter, this makes you, like, practicality really is a benefit for you. It's being consistent and, not necessarily being over excited about things, but just like allowing things to come into your life, allowing your life to be consistent. It just flowing and being steadfast, because I mean, that's truly what Taurus Jupiter energy is. Like, things come to you, but it's very calm, very practical. And I wouldn't say you're like the luckiest Jupiter to have, but things do come your way. You probably don't find yourself in like situations of like homelessness or not having enough things. Like, things do come to your possession quite easily. You're very fortunate and lucky with possessions and things. So I don't, I was gonna do, sorry guys, I was gonna do a little fun, because I made notes on what you should have in your pocket. Should you have, I'm going to go back to Aries before I get too far. So the things that you should have and keep as an Aries Jupiter are past trophies, anything with iron, the color red, and always keep a lucky hat with you.
Oh, this is so fun.
Yeah, so that was Aries, sorry. And then moving along to Taurus, the lucky charms, this is what we call them. Plant material, so have a lot of plants in your house or in your workspace or whatever, because that's going to bring in abundance. Like earthy things, Taurus is of earth, it's like that will attract something green. And then something stylish, like a scarf, a necklace, because Taurus, Venus ruled, are very stylish, very, you guys are very chic. So keep those sort of things around you, and it will attract luck.
This is so fun. I was so excited. I just like ran and grabbed everyone's shirts.
You're like, wait, I need to know.
I gotta tell everyone what to carry this
What
week.
to carry around.
Everyone's having such bad luck too, so this would be great.
Yeah. Okay, so Jupiter and Gemini. So these are people that Gemini, communication, playful energy. So when you're out there and you're communicating and you're talking to people and you're mingling with people, and it's really going to put you in really good places in your life. This is one of those networking placements that are so important. So if you have a job that you can benefit by networking, I 1,000% recommend this with your Gemini, your Jupiter's in Gemini, because that's where you're going to get the most luck. Like, people are going to come to you, people are going to attract to you. It's going to push you into directions in your life that you maybe didn't think were possible. So anytime there's an opportunity to go to a seminar or just any sort of networking thing that you can do is going to really be beneficial. I see a lot of public speakers with their Jupiter and Gemini, and it's like, it makes sense. Like, that's what literally drives them. They're like, oh, I just showed up at this event and like I met this person and here I am. How crazy is that? I'm like, yeah, your Jupiter's probably in Gemini or Sagittarius, you lucky mofo. Like that doesn't happen for everybody, but it does happen often. So
That's so
putting yourself,
interesting.
I know, putting yourself at the right place, the right time is very beneficial in this aspect. And it, like I said, normally it has to do with communication, playfulness, whatever. Again, it could be sports. I know Aries is like one of the ones I talk about sports and whatnot, but I mean, Gemini is very active too. It's active energy. But it's more mental
Mm,
than anything. So, and then the charm, the lucky charm for Gemini is tokens and tickets, movie studs, cute keychains, and your phone. Stay in tune with your phone. Keep that phone in hand. I need to check my daughter's Jupiter because that phone, I
Oh my
swear,
gosh.
is in her hand 24/7.
I
And I hope one day it blows up and she does something amazing with it because I'm like, right now, I'm like, do you even know what day it is?
Oh my god, that is gonna change my friend's whole life. She's terrible at answering her phone, and she's a regular Taurus, and her Jupiter's in Gemini.
Yeah, tell her to get that phone in her hand. Normally, I would say put the phone down and enjoy life, but not her. She doesn't get that luxury.
She misses so much, and she's like, "I should check my phone more often." I'm like, "Girl,
Yes, you should.
yes, we're trying to invite you to things."
Take your ass to a seminar. You
Oh
might
my
meet the right person. I don't know what her career path or life, what makes her happy. It doesn't have to be career path. I go to career path. My son's in the 10th house, so that's always what's on my mind.
Yeah.
But you know, she could meet the love of her life there. It could just be the luck. It's the luck of where you put yourself. It could be career if that's what makes you abundant. It could be a love. It could be a friendship so strong. Like you never know what it could be.
If
It's
it's in the
just really
7th
fun.
house, would that kinda give you an idea, or is that not how it
Mm,
works?
yeah, no, it definitely could. So Jupiter, that's the direction of where it goes, right? So that
Okay,
does have a
and
huge
there's a
effect.
stellium there.
Yeah. So
What's
that's
the 7th house again?
relationships.
Oh,
Libra
okay.
energy. It's good. It's good to have your Jupiter, and we'll go through houses next week. But it's a good
Yeah,
one. It's a good one to have because you're probably very lucky in relationships.
yeah,
And that's what I
interesting.
would say. I'd have to look at the whole chart, but I would say that's someone that's very lucky in relationships, partnerships, romantic, platonic, whatever. Like, you know.
Fascinating.
But
Thank you. Sorry, that was, like, a sidetrack. That was
no,
fascinating.
we've sidetracked all day. It's fine. We're gonna make it a full hour today, guys.
You will get your money's worth. Wait, it's free.
It's free. You'll get your. We're just sharing
Time's worth.
oversharing a lot today. It's fine. All right. So for Cancer, so these people really thrive in their house, the home life,
It
your
tracks.
family. These are things that are going to uh, bring abundance to you, and that's it. That's really, I think, if you have an abundance in your family and you spend all your time with your family like that, what more could you ask for? Like it's huge. It's just such a um, easy way of living. Like you're so fulfilled and happy with like simple things like home life, family. Now, if you have certain aspects in your chart that this is disrupted and you don't have that, that can be very challenging. So, I mean, because that can like make you feel like you're one of those people that like shit happens to you all the time. It's unfortunate. It's very unlucky. So, if you do have some aspects that create that tension, like I do know that they are going to take Cancer, Jupiter's, because there's probably Cancer throughout their chart in other places. And if there's not, then that might make it a little lighter. But it's just creating abundance. If you have aspects that are square or really harsh with your Jupiter, can maybe make you someone who lacks those things. And depending, I'd have to look at the Saturn and everything, but depending on how you handle it and what you actually go through, this could make you very unlucky. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully you have a lot of really good trines and happy aspects that make this very beneficial for you. These people sometimes Jupiter and Cancer, like they come into there are a lot of things left to them from people who pass. They kind of take in like family things, heirlooms, whatever. And so this is kind of that energy because you're lucky in those things. They come to you. And so definitely not a bad placement. It could be really hard because it's such a Cancer is so sensitive that if it is harsh, then it could really affect you. And unfortunately, when things happen to us, and you have a hard aspect and you constantly think like, oh, nothing ever goes right for me, you tend to keep attracting things that don't go right for you. So just make sure if you do find yourself always in bad luck and you have a Jupiter in Cancer, look at your other things, see where they aspect, and try to change that mentality, because you will keep creating that if you're not careful.
Fascinating.
Oh, and then the Cancer charms. I'm not used to looking at my phone on these, so I'm like, So, heirlooms, lucky bra, a mug, and a mood ring. I like the mood ring, honestly, the best. If you're a Jupiter Cancer, put that mood ring on and watch yourself. Maybe I'll be moody. No, it's not really a personality trait of Jupiter. It's just, I think, of Cancer energy. But
Yeah.
with Cancer Sun and
Oh,
Cancer
cute.
Jupiter, get a mood
That's
ring.
such a vibe of trinkets.
I love it. A lucky mug. This is my lucky
that's
mug.
cute. What does it say?
It just says my favorite child gave me this mug.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes.
Cute.
All right. And Jupiter in Leo. This one's a fun one. So Leo is artistic. Leo is playful. Leo is shallow. So when you have a Jupiter in Leo, it's just that. Like, go out, go to parties, go to clubs, have fun. You're going to attract people by doing those things. Art, theater. When Jupiter is in Leo, it is the funnest time of my life. I am a wild fool. I am an animal. I'm like, I don't give a shit about shit. I'm just like going on, living my best life. When I know that Jupiter is going to be in Leo for a year, I'm like, bet.
I cannot wait. When is it?
So we're in Taurus. We got ways. We got a few years, I know.
Which means forever until Sagittarius.
Oh, I know. Sagittarius is a good one for me too. Again, I get so crazy. I'm like, I gotta bring it down a few notches.
So we're probably gonna thrive in Aries then?
Yeah. So Aries. So Aries is past. We're in Taurus. So next is gonna be Gemini. So just to give a little insight, if your Jupiter is in the same element, like say, okay, I'm an Aquarius Jupiter. That is an air sign. Aquarius is air. Right now, Jupiter's in Taurus. It's a little more slow. It's not as, like, I just had a baby. For me, it's like it doesn't flow as well. It's just it flows. It's just very subtle. When it goes into Gemini, which is the next sign, that's an air sign. My Aquarius, that's where I kind of like really thrive and benefit. So if you look at your Jupiter and you look at what Jupiter's actually in, you can start to see patterns of how each element, because it's really an element thing, vibes with. Like if there's a square, so for me, Leo would be one. No, that's polarity. Sorry, not Leo. Taurus. Right now, it's squared for me, so it's not as flowy. It's not as. It's a little choppy. A little choppy for me right now. My luck's a little choppy, which is fine. I'm for that. So, if you have a Leo Jupiter, get out there, have fun, be the center of attention, be crazy. I met so many people when Jupiter. The last time that it was in Leo, I want to say it was 2014. Don't quote me on that. You guys can look, but I'm pretty sure it was in 2014. I made so many connections with so many people, and that's the opposite of mine, because mine's Aquarius. It was like I met people that were so different from me. I moved across the U.S. Like, it was such a fun, free time for me. So, just to give that as an example. But get out there, have fun, enjoy. Because it does affect you. It does affect what Jupiter's in and what your Jupiter sign is and other elements. It does affect how your year's going to go. So, the lucky charms for Leo, your hair, a pocket comb, and a gold chain. Can we talk about a gold chain with a Leo for a second? I swear, my husband says the same thing. He'll see a guy with a gold chain, like bigger dude, and he'll be like, Leo. I'm like, 1,000%. Sydney, you bet Sydney has a gold chain. Like she does. The Leo, but it's more masculine. She's female, but the masculine Leo energy is gold chain. So when I saw that, I was like, that couldn't be more spot on. So attract things, with your gold chain, Leos. I know you like plastic shit, so again, it's not
Megan, we're going shopping.
Yeah. Get in, Sydney. Oh yeah, Megan, you need a gold chain. I'm telling you, it's gonna bring you all the luck.
That's amazing.
It blew my mind. I can't wait to send that to my husband because we always joke about Leos. Because my sister's husband's a Leo. We just know so many Leo males that are just with their gold chains. That's just
That's
the
so
thing.
funny.
And it's like
That's
so old
hilarious.
school too. They're old school with it. They're fixed. They don't really change. He still has a mullet. It's fine. But not like a cool mullet, not like a trendy mullet. Like his shit's been mullet since. I don't know.
Vintage mullet.
I'm gonna tell him he's vintage. He's gonna love that. Yeah, Leo charms to attract. If your Jupiter's in Leo, those are things that you can use to pull in abundance, attract good energy, and good luck, good fortune. Jupiter and Virgo.
So every time someone says Virgo, everyone's like, oh.
No. I mean, the way that you attract abundance is being organized, consistent. You're not fun. It's not fun. Don't do what Leo does and don't go to the parties or whatever because it's probably just going to cause you stress. And somebody probably didn't sanitize in the bathrooms. You go to shake their hand. You're just wondering, like, did they sanitize? Did they not sanitize? Like, that's just too much. So stay in your office. If it's at home or if you have an office at an actual location, keep that hand sanitizer. And that is what's going to, that's going to be your lucky charm. It doesn't
And please reference the Virgo video. Virgo video is all about hand sanitizer.
That's going to be your lucky charm is your hand sanitizer. That's going to attract all the good things for you, Virgos. I mean, I love Virgos. Don't get me wrong. I have some of my best friends are Virgos, but they're just not the most lucky people. They have to work really hard. It's like thing after thing. It's
Well,
like
they also kind of have a negative mindset from the ones I've seen sometimes.
They're realists.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many Virgo and Capricorns have said, I'm a realist. Oh, and also
Your
this
glass
is
half empty.
I'm going to go off on a Virgo tangent for just a second. I watched this comedian, right? I don't think he's that funny, but sometimes he just pops up on my TikTok and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to see what he has to say. Well, one of his TikToks, he's like, I swear to God, he was talking about dating in LA and how fucking stupid it is. He was like, when the bitch sits down and is like, what's your sign? He's like, I can't get my fucking check fast enough. He's like, split this shit. He's like, I'm not paying for her half. Like, like he was so, like, it is so annoying because it's all that matters and going on about astrology, bitches and astrology. I'm like, I guarantee you, he's either a Capricorn or a Virgo. I'm like Googling, I'm like, when's his birthday? Fucking Virgo. I'm like, he's a hater. He's such a hater. You know what? Screw you, dude.
It's because everyone hates his sign.
I know. It's probably because he doesn't have enough hand sanitizer. He's back there mad, and then he's taking it out.
He's probably tired of everyone's reaction every time he tells them he's a Virgo.
They're like, oh, pass.
So if he really wants to learn astrology, he'd be like, I'm a Virgo, but my moon is in Sagittarius.
Yeah, I'm actually really fun, and I don't care if you don't.
Prove him wrong. Don't be a bitter, fragile man.
I know. I just thought, and I was like, oh, but on the side tangent of Virgo, I love Virgos. I just want to make that very clear. We all know the only sign I really don't like.
They make me feel safe.
Yes, they're good. They're great to have. They're organized. You need that in life. But
everybody needs a Virgo.
So when I see Jupiter in Virgo, it's one of those placements that, you're going to create and you're going to attract abundance by being consistent, being detailed, attention to detail. Your work is probably where you're going to thrive, and getting to like your dream job is really going to be just showing up in the office. Like these are people that probably work and climb up a corporate ladder types or whatever, but great communicators. So this is one of the things, like kind of like Gemini, where I'm like, get out there and communicate and meet people. Virgo can kind of have that same energy because they are very, they're very good at communication, but theirs is not as light. These are probably not the fun seminars. These are probably the have to wash your car properly seminars, but that might be where you meet like the people that get you further in the abundance of life, meeting your spouses, meeting your not Virgo, not organized. Yeah, but this is where you attract. So this person says, I think I'm a Virgo, but I'm not organized. Well, if your Virgo's in Jupiter, that would make sense because it doesn't really mean that you are organized, but that's how you're going to attract and create abundance, success, whatever the happiness is. But you'd have to look at your full chart to see why you're not an organized Virgo, because I know they're out there. There's a lot of other things in the chart that make them messy. But
And you might be organized in one area, but super messy in others. Strange.
Your house might be a mess, but
yeah, you're gonna have something
somewhere in there,
and it might be a mental organization and categorization too.
Well, and Virgos are very, like, their brains, they think they're smart. They're
like
very
linear, structured.
Yes. Yep.
Neat and tidy, even if it's just the information in your head.
Yes. They think in a very, and almost like logical, but like numbers. I always find Virgos with numbers to be like on point. Like they just, they're smart, very smart.
Make good computer programmers.
Yeah, exactly. So the lucky charms for Virgo, I'm keeping hand sanitizer. That's gonna be your best bet. And then prayer beads. I don't know what that was about, but prayer beads is what I found. So, but also, being dedicated, being consistent, that's a big part of attracting abundance, and it really being beneficial. So if you have a Virgo sun and a Virgo Jupiter, it really is going to, they conjunct, you're going to pull a lot of really good energy from that. So,
cool.
So, yeah. Sorry, I went way off on some Virgo.
It's okay. It's the energy today, man. Megan says, my mom is a Virgo and her organization is her own. She has piles of paperwork everywhere. But are they neat and tidy?
Where her piles are, for sure. No doubt about it.
Is August 23rd a Virgo? I think so, right?
August. I think that's Leo.
It's like right
You're
on
the cusp. I'm pretty sure that's a Leo, though, which makes sense why you're messy.
Google it.
Yeah, the 22nd is Virgo, and the 23rd.
I can never remember where the cross date is.
Well, and they change too, depending on the year. It shifts. Like people don't realize that. Like it's not always consistent. Like the Earth is on an axis and it changes a little bit. So
that makes sense.
I get most messed up with like Pisces and Taurus because Taurus switches over. Like the 19th is Taurus and the 20th is Gemini, or 21st.
Sydney said Virgo.
What?
Thank you, Sydney. I was like, I can't Google while I'm doing this right now. It's too much.
It's too much. I got my notes here. I can't use them. Okay. Now I'm to Libra. So Libra, is all about partnership, is all about tact and balance and all these things. So you're going to find an abundance. If you're Libra, Jupiter's in Libra, by possessing these qualities are going to put you in the areas of life to where you attract abundance. Like these are not the people that should go to the bar and fight with men at the bar, because that's not peaceful. That's not very Libra-like. It's very Sagittarius like. You might have your soulmate out there with that sort of behavior. But for Libra Jupiter, that's not what's going to attract and create this abundance for you. So you really need to, yoga would be a good place. It's very peaceful. It's very zen, like that's going to be something that's going to really, it's what amplifies your success or your abundance. And so when you do things that are, Libra-like, maybe I always say Libras make good attorneys because they can see the sides of the story. They can kind of twist it. They're like, oh, I'm maybe defending someone who they think is guilty, but they can switch it around and change their brain because they're also air signs. So they're able to do that. They can pull the emotion out of it. So like, I would say if your Libra's in Jupiter or your Jupiter's in Libra, I'm dyslexic. Something of that, like being someone that argues for a living, but not argues, but like is defending, but can use different sides of the story, because it doesn't always have to be about peace and balance. I say that a lot with Libra, but it's also seeing other sides of the story and defending people who, you feel are innocent or whatever. But this is just kind of where you can really utilize your growth and create things is by being balanced, trying to find ways to create that for yourself. And I think being an attorney would be a good one. And I'm going to tell you, Libra, what your lucky charm is. The Libra lucky charm is just a necklace.
That's
So
it?
around your neck that can, bring good luck. And I'm not sure. I was trying to research like why would it be that, but didn't really give me a reason. So I would say for a lucky charm for a Libra it would be definitely something that's balanced. I one time wore these triangle earrings and I walked into this coffee shop and this little guy was back there and he was like, "Oh my God, girl, are you a Libra?" And I was like, I didn't even say anything. I didn't say a word. And I was like, "How did you know that?" And he's like, "Girl, you got the scales on your ears right here." And I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't even think about that." So get yourself some little triangle earrings and just walk around because I feel like that is such a vibe. But yeah, I was weird as hell. Like, me, I always try to guess people's signs, and I'm like, but I didn't even say a word. I just walked in, and he like pointed it out, and I was like, oh my! I was like, I didn't even realize
That
that.
is
So
so
that
funny.
grounds for coffee on 25th Street, homeboy. It was a couple years ago, but he was spot on.
That is so funny. I'm dead.
All right, Jupiter in Scorpio. So how you're going to attract, how life is going to be abundant for you. I'm not going to say be a sex worker because I say that every time about Scorpio or the 8th house. But by really utilizing your resources, this is a huge placement for somebody who is resourceful as fuck. Like they can be in the wilderness and they will survive because they are resourceful and they're also survivors. So utilizing your resources, digging deep into things, understanding things, like this could be like an occult thing. It could be like a religious thing, like church could be where you really thrive and bring your abundance because they're very spiritual and they're very deep. So if you have a Jupiter in Scorpio, I'm going to tell you what your lucky charms are. Tarot cards and lingerie. And that was off the internet. That wasn't me. So lingerie makes a lot of sense because you attract. Like I feel like Scorpios in any sign or placement can really attract and be abundant by utilizing sex because that's what it is about. Death, birth, rebirth, transformation, sex. Those are all Scorpio energies. Take all of that, put it in how you create abundance. I'm going to let you guys' minds run wild with that because I got called out for calling my friend a Scorpio a prostitute all the time. Like, I'm sorry. I'm like, but let's like dive deep. Why is that triggering you? And she was like, stop.
I cannot with you.
Oh my
God. You are so funny, dude.
God.
I needed this outlet. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course. I'm glad I could be here for it.
Ooh.
All right. We're definitely, I'm trying to like, okay, we got 7 minutes, 6 almost.
We're getting close.
Jupiter in Sagittarius, the luckiest of lucky. This is Julie. My husband has this placement. I'm literally like, what life must be like. Although you have some hard Saturn placements, so it kind of evens you out a little bit. It can be boring. I talk about sometimes like having the same sign in the planet can lack a little spice. It can, but it also
can get a little luckier.
Smooth sailing. You're lucky because the things that Saturn brings to you teaches you. And this Sagittarius Jupiter keeps your mindset positive about it, which is really good. I mean, you guys go through some shit, but you're always able to see the positive side of it. And that's huge.
Yeah, that's super fair. I do have a usually sunny disposition, whether I have a dark sense of humor or not.
That's the Capricorn. That's all your Capricorn.
I can't help it.
So in Sagittarius, lucky charms, a deck of playing cards, because Sagittariuses are also little jokesters and they love playing games. So doing things.
I carry Monopoly deal in my suitcase.
See? Yes. That's your lucky charm. A horseshoe and a backpack. I'm not sure what the backpack implies, but maybe because they have things.
Or travel.
Yeah, travel. You guys are doing.
I'm literally carrying Monopoly deal in my backpack.
I love that for you.
It's so funny.
All right, Jupiter and Capricorn. These guys are not the most lucky. They're not, the abundance that you create is by, being very on top of your game at work, or being the best at whatever it is that you're doing, is being the best at it. That's where you're going to shine a little bit. That's where things are going to come to you, where you're going to benefit the most, because Capricorns are all about work hard, play little. Not really my, lifestyle, but these people really thrive, and they really love to work hard. Their public role is important. How they appear and what they look like to their peers is very important. So, and not like in a fashionable way. I don't mean that in like, oh, I have the best suit. No, that's Taurus. This is Capricorn. They want to, be seen as, whatever perfection looks like in their eyes is how they want to be seen. They want to have their shit together. They don't want to be, too crazy. Unless you're Barb, it's the only Capricorn person I know. And I don't know that her Jupiter's in Capricorn. I don't think it is. But she's Capricorn, and she's the wildest person I know. So her chart says a lot about her. But Jupiter in Capricorn, to attract, to really have the abundance and create like this overabundance, would be very consistent. Again, like the earth signs, I say this with Virgo and Taurus. Consistency is key with earth signs, and they work hard. They like to be consistent. They're not super playful. I mean, this isn't like a fun placement where you're like, oh, I'm having fun and attracting all these people. No, this is, I'm working hard and I keep getting, prospects or clients or whatever, because they're working hard, and whatever builds them. It's most likely success through career, because that's what Capricorn thrives in, and how they appear in that career. So, I've always had a hard time with work, probably because I'm not meant to work for no one but myself. And this person, or is this a Capricorn? I can't see who it is.
Yeah, it's a Capricorn.
Okay. Yeah. So,
I think it's Sammy.
Huh?
I think it's Sammy.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Capricorns really are good at working for themselves, because they don't need someone to keep them on track. Like, they're very consistent. They do things, that way, their way, but it's like their way is the right way, and they really don't need to be told what to do. So if you have Jupiter and Capricorn, I need to tell you your lucky charms.
Don't say typewriter.
A lucky penny, a wishbone, a fossil, because think of it, Capricorn, Earth, this makes sense.
Okay.
Paycheck to future self.
And a what?
A paycheck to future self.
Oh, that's specific.
That's very specific. Like, write out a paycheck, like what your future self is going to make. I'm going to go do that.
Yeah, right.
Put that in my witchy wish jar.
Yeah, I was like, what in the witchcraft is this?
So Capricorn, Jupiter, that's what you need to do. All right, Jupiter in Aquarius. This is me. So Jupiter is my chart ruler. And if you want to know what your chart ruler is, go to your ascendant or rising, whatever you look at, minus Sagittarius. Then you go to the planet in your chart that is associated with that. So Sagittarius, Jupiter is the chart ruler. So my chart ruler is Jupiter. And then you see what sign and what house you're Jupiter in, and that is the theme of your life. Fun little tidbit for everyone.
Wow.
I'll say that slower if I need to at the end. So
I'm going to have to rewatch this myself.
How do I get to my chart ruler? So that's how you get to your chart ruler. And mine is Jupiter in Aquarius in the second house. So Aquarius Jupiters, we are eccentric. We are weird as fuck. We are weird, and that is how we get through life. Like, I have attracted so many of my endeavors through being weird and doing weird shit. And it's always changing. It's always shifting. I've talked about this before. I've gone from commercial real estate to doing hair and lashes, which makes no sense to a lot of people. But I've attracted, like, I keep bringing these people that I'm like, maybe I could do hair, because I met someone. I liked their vibe, and I was like, I'm going to change to that, because this is very serious. Very serious. I mean, $1 million assets, that's stressful to manage.
Yeah,
no. On me. And I'm over here like, I'm at this age where I'm like, I'm just trying to live my best life. So, there's a lot of shift. There's a lot of change with this, but Aquarius Jupiters attract by being weird, by doing different things, by being eccentric. Like, it really has, my life shines. Like, people that know me and have known me for a long time, they're like, we never know what she's doing. It's always something crazy. It makes no sense. It's weird as hell. Today I was trying to like, oh, can I get a neck tattoo? Like, you don't even know what the fuck I'm going to do. And I love that. That's Aquarius Jupiter energy, like That's what it is. And you are going to thrive by being weird, and things are going to be attractive. I feel like it's truly authentic.
Yeah.
Like when
I
I
love
think of
that.
authenticity, I'm like Aquarius energy. And so I really thrive. It pushes me, it drives me, it creates, I mean, I'm doing this whole teaching of astrology, which I wasn't even doing a year ago, like, I mean, I'm studying it my whole life, but I'm like, it's just crazy how, and I found you through one of my friends who's like, "You're weird as fuck, and this lady's starting school, so why don't you" I was in Oklahoma. I wasn't even, like, in
Oh
the
my gosh.
state.
That's
So,
so
isn't it, like,
crazy.
weird how, how that all transpired? But
Yeah.
this is Aquarius energy and Jupiter. This is what happens. You attract it's weird, it doesn't make sense, and it's sporadic. So lucky charms for Aquarius. I didn't even look at mine. A lightning bolt keychain, a lucky anklet. I always have an ankle bracelet on, and a water bottle.
So random.
But I like it. The ankle, I was like, anklet, I always have an anklet on. My whole life. Never ever not had an ankle bracelet on.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
And I like to think I'm pretty lucky. I have a fucked up Saturn placement thing too, but I am
Yeah.
like, I push through it,
Yeah. I love it. Use all the tools you can, man.
Yeah, no, I'm really helping everyone out here today. Jupiter and Pisces, last but not least. These people are going to really benefit the most by like diving deep into like their emotions, healing themselves and healing others. So when you find yourself um, you know, really doing the inner work for yourself, and also like I would say like Reiki, things like that, this is where you're going to really drive your success and your abundance is through helping, your kindness, your Pisces are sweet. They're just genuinely sweet people, and by being sweet and putting the kindness out in the world and showing people that not all people are assholes, this is going to be a really good way for you to create abundance. And finding maybe yourself, maybe it's find yourself first, and then you can help other people find themselves. And then like counseling, I think of counselors, because Pisces do make good counselors because they feel people's emotions. Just learn how to turn that off. But that's how you create abundance in this area. If your Pisces, your Jupiter's in Pisces, really try to heal yourself so you can heal others, because that's going to attract a lot. And there's probably a ton of other things that you could do as a Pisces, but that's one that really resonates with me and that I see the most. So your lucky charms are lucky seashell, socks, and talisman that's been prayed over.
Like a blessed talisman, I guess.
Yeah. So those are your things.
Which
Those
you
are
can also do yourself. You
Yeah,
can bless your own talisman.
you can. And you probably should, because you're in a Pisces and you're very spiritual and you're connected to the divine, probably more than a lot. So
Yeah.
sorry,
You did
guys,
it.
we're over 3 minutes, but
Oh,
we're doing
one
it
more.
retrograde.
Sorry. One more.
So the outer planet retrogrades don't freak me out as much. Sometimes they're like, there's Mercury per se. It's not that heavy. Jupiter retrograde, it could just be, you could be unlucky during this time. It could be very you don't feel like things are going your way. Maybe what you've always done that's been successful is like all of a sudden like either slowed down or is like not driving as well. That's something that can happen, but it's not like as impactful as like I said, the inner planets. It's more subtle. You may not even feel it as much, and depending what the retrograde is in, what sign it's in, it may not even affect you at all. So
We're in retrograde right now, right?
Jupiter retrograde? I thought that it went direct. It might be in retrograde. That's how much I pay attention to Jupiter retrograde.
So funny. I think it is, if I'm reading this right.
I'm not sure. Let me look. Let's see if I can pull this up.
Will
really fast.
somebody Google it?
My phone, I swear. It's because I'm in my basement. It's like,
Oh yeah, signal's bad.
okay, I don't know if it's in retrograde right now.
No worries.
My phone could get some service. Maybe I figure that out. But it's very subtle. Watch it. Watch the patterns. That would be my best advice. Knowing what Jupiter is in, I had a chart up earlier through all the retrogrades of Jupiter, but I think I
Megan says it is.
okay. It's very
Thanks,
subtle.
Megan.
Thank you, Megan. I knew it was going to be Megan. And I was like, if anyone's going to come through, it's going to be Megan or Sydney. Those are the two. And Sydney's an Aries, and Megan might as well be an Aries. So those are our girls.
They get things done.
I know. I can appreciate that. So just, I would say, watch each year what Jupiter's in and where you thrive, where it's been really good, where it's been really challenging, and kind of just prepare yourself for that. I know I do. I know I'm like, 2024.
Would it
Bring it
make
on.
would it kind of direct you of where you might have some challenges depending on what house it's in?
It can, yeah. I mean, so
Okay.
if you're looking at what house because it goes through the houses obviously through the year, and there might be times of the year where it's like, oh, in the first house it's really good. I'm doing great on myself, and then if it's something that it's not as beneficial in your chart with the whatever Jupiter's like going through like the second house, possessions could be hard that month. Communication could be hard in the third house. Family life could be hard in the fourth house, or it could be really beneficial depending on the aspect that Jupiter has in your chart with your other planets.
My Jupiter's in the 4th house. Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not a bad place. You like
No,
family
depending just where I'm at right now. It's rough.
with the parrots.
Makes a lot of sense.
They're cute though. I mean, I saw your
They're
videos.
adorable.
I like them.
Uh,
So if
right.
anyone has questions or comments, or if you want to just tell us where you are, what you found most beneficial about this, aside from us rambling. Sorry about the Virgo term. I love Virgos. I want to make that very clear. I think Virgos are great to have.
Just
We
fun
need
to
you.
roast.
Huh?
Just fun to roast.
Yeah. And the homeboy, I don't know the comedian's name. That's how deep I dug in it. I was like, oh, what's his name? Googled it. Don't remember his name. Just know that he was a Virgo and he was a hater. So
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, everyone who was watching, and for you, Elle and Megan. Wait, we got somebody. Yeah,
okay.
it is.
Yeah, it's okay to be vulnerable and give someone your birth chart. It's just you are giving them a lot of information about yourself. I don't
Trust
think
that
people
person.
like that.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, we'll be back next Tuesday, same time, same place, and with the second part of Jupiter, which will be
The houses.
the houses. Thank you. And the aspects.
Yes.
All right. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.